Good morning all of you and Sai Ram to all. In this video, we will go ahead with our further topics. Before going to start my further topic, we will do a quick revision what we have learnt in our previous video. So, let us start. What is diffusion? Diffusion means intermixing of particles by its own is known as diffusion. Or you can say that the process in which the particle goes from higher concentration to lower concentration. This phenomena is known as diffusion. I gave you lots of examples of diffusion like smelling of food, spreading the fragrance of incense stick or perfume all over the room. These all are the example of diffusion. Let us explain one example. If you will burn an incense stick, what will happen? The particles of incense stick will go into the air and it is mixed with the particle of air. After this intermixing, you can feel the fragrance of incense stick all over the room. So you can say that spreading of fragrance of incense stick is a result of diffusion. Like this, you can see lots of examples of diffusion in your day-to-day life. Now, if I will ask you, how many states of matter are there? Yes, there are 3 states of matter: solid, liquid and gases. Is diffusion occurs in all states? Yes, diffusion occurs in all states. Third question. The rate of diffusion is same in all states? No. The rate of diffusion in all states are vary from state to state. Why? See, because the force of attraction between the particles and the space between the particles are vary from state to state. If the force of attraction is more and less is space, the diffusion rate will be slow. If the space between the particle is more and the force of attraction is less, the rate of diffusion is high. So with this we can say that in solid the diffusion occurs very slow. Because of this, many people think that diffusion does not occur in solid. It occurs, but it occurs in very slow manner. Why? Because there is lots of force of attraction between the particles and there is a less space. And if we are talking about gas, the rate of diffusion is very high in gas. Reason is same, because the space between the particles are high and the force of attraction between the particles are less. So if I will say that arrange the state of matter according to the rate of diffusion in increasing order, so first what will come? First solid will come, because in solid the rate of diffusion is very slow. After that liquid, and at last what will come? Gas will come. So with this I think diffusion is clear to you. After that we have done the common and SI unit of temperature. The common unit of temperature is degrees Celsius and it is represented as like this. And the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. Now if temperature is given in Celsius and you have to convert this Celsius into Kelvin, what you will do? You will add plus 273 and it will convert it into Kelvin. And if you want to convert this Kelvin into Celsius, what you will do? You will subtract 273 and it will convert into degree Celsius. So like this you can convert Kelvin into Celsius or Celsius into Kelvin by adding and subtracting 273 from the given temperature according to the condition. So like this we have done the revision of what we have done in our previous video. So let us start with our new topic. The topics to be covered in this video are change of state of matter. What do you mean by change of state of matter? See, change means there is a change. some changes are there. So if there is a change of state of matter, so you can say that there is a change in the state of matter. Now let us understand more deeply. So we can say that change of state of matter can occur by two ways. First is by changing the temperature, second by changing the pressure. With this you can change the state of matter. Now first we will do effect of change of temperature. Now how can you change the state of matter by changing the temperature? By increasing or by decreasing. See, if you will increase the temperature, the state will change, and if you will decrease the temperature, the state also change. How? Let us take one example of water. You have taken ice and you start applying heat on it. If you are applying heat on it, what will happen? Yes, it start melting. Okay, now it becomes liquid. That means there is a change in state. Now solid will convert it into liquid. So by increasing the temperature, you can change the state of water from solid to liquid. And by decreasing, if you will again keep that water in freezer, what will happen? That means you will decreasing the temperature. You are lowering down the temperature. Yes, and now that water will again convert into ice. That means by decreasing temperature, you have changed the state of matter. Now that liquid will convert into solid. So like this, you can change the state of matter by increasing or decreasing the temperature. See, listen. By increasing temperature, we can change the state of matter. Like we can change solid to liquid, liquid to gas, and solid to gas directly. These points will become more clear from the following discussion. So let us go ahead. So when your solid changes into liquid, this process is known as melting. Why? Because here solid will melt and convert into liquid. Now, the process in which a solid substance changes into liquid on heating is called melting, and it is also known as fusion. Okay, now the temperature at which a solid substance melt, that means at a temperature at which solid starts melting, solid start change its state from solid to liquid. That temperature is known as your melting point of that substance. For example, the ice melts at a temperature of 0 degrees Celsius. So that means melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. So this process is known as melting, where a solid can convert into liquid. So I am reading points one by one. The process in which a solid substance changes into a liquid on heating. Heating is compulsory. Not compulsory, but if you will apply heat, so it will change more fast as compared to when you will apply no heat. So this process is known as melting. Second point is the temperature at which a solid substance melts and changes into liquid at atmospheric pressure is called melting point of a substance. If a question will come into your paper, what is melting point? You will write the temperature at which a solid substance melts and changes into liquid at atmospheric pressure is called melting point of substance. Example, the ice melts at a temperature of 0 degrees Celsius to form a liquid water. So the melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. Now the melting point of solid is a measure of the force of attraction between the particle. This point says that if the melting point is high, the force of attraction between the particle is high and it will require more heat. Okay, so if the melting point is high, that means the force of attraction between the particle is also high. It requires more energy to break down that bond. If I will take the example of iron, see, iron melts at very high temperature. Why? Because the force of attraction between the iron particle is more as compared to the ice particle. That's why the iron having high melting point as compared to solid. So this point is clear to you that the melting point of a solid is a measure of the force of attraction between the particles or atoms or molecules. When a solid heated sufficiently, it changes its physical state and becomes a liquid. I told you this earlier. When you apply sufficient heat, that solid will totally convert into a liquid. So, what is the process called in which solid changes into liquid state? That process is known as melting or fusion. What is a melting point? Melting point at which substance melts, at which a solid starting melting. Now, why the substance have different of melting points? Because the force of attractions are different in each substance, and because of that they required different type of energy to break down. They require different amount of energy to break down that particle bond. That is why all the substances have different melting point. I think this is clear to you. So we have done melting and fusion. Now next is boiling or vaporization. See, when you will apply heat to liquid, it will start becoming vapor or it will start become gas. So this process is known as boiling or vaporization. So the process in which liquid substance changes into a gas form is known as boiling or vaporization. For example, when you will heat water, okay, after some time you will see the water start boiling, and after this what happened to water? It will convert into the vapor form. Here your liquid state changes into in which form? In a vapor form. So this is known as boiling. Now temperature at which liquid starts converting into a gas form is known as your boiling point. Boiling point is differ from each liquid. Why? Because I told you earlier, this depends upon the force of attraction between the particle. If the force of attraction is more, its boiling point is high, and if the force of attraction is less, the boiling point is low, because less amount of energy will break the bond between the particles, and if the break will bond, it will start changes in his state. So for example, if you will heat the water will start becoming vapor at which temperature? At what temperature? At 100 degrees Celsius, because at this 100 degrees Celsius, is known as your boiling point of the water. So we can say that the process in which liquid substance converted into gaseous form is known as your boiling point. So the process in which a liquid substance changes into gas rapidly on heating is called boiling. The temperature at which a liquid starts boiling and rapidly changes into gas at atmospheric pressure is known as boiling point of liquid. Example we have done. What? When water is heated to a temperature of 100 degrees Celsius, it boils rapidly to form a gas called steam. So the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. The boiling point of a liquid is measure of force of attraction between its particles. I told you this thing. When the force of attraction is more, the boiling point will high. And if the force of attraction is less, the boiling point is low. Why? Because it requires less energy to break down the bond between the particles. If you will require the less energy, so it will change its states very easily. So, that is why those substances having a very low boiling point, and if the force of attraction is more, they will require more energy to break down that particular bonds. So if you will require more energy, that means you will require more heat. If you will require more heat, the temperature of that substance will increase automatically, and that's why those substances have high boiling point. Now when a liquid is heated, what will happen to its physical state? It will become now gas. So this thing I think clear to you. What you will call if a liquid change into gas? Yes, you will call boiling or vaporization. So the process in which liquid changes into gas form is known as your boiling or vaporization. Now move to next method. When your gas change into liquid state. See, when your gas changes into liquid state, this process is known as condensation. I give you one example. When you will boil your milk, you will switch off the gas. After that, if you will put plate on it, after some time you will observe on the top of that plate some water particles are there. This process is known as condensation. Why these particles are there? Why? How it's converted into how gas converted into liquid? Here that gas particles lose their kinetic energy, and when they loses their kinetic energy, the particle of gas try to come close each other. Okay, so when they are try to come and close to each other, they become a liquid. So when gas loses their kinetic energy, they are able to change their state, and this is known as your condensation. So what do you mean by condensation? When a gas changes into liquid by losing kinetic energy of its particle is known as condensation. Clear? Shall I explain one more time with example? Okay, see, if you will boil a milk, you will switch it off the gas and you will put a plate on it. After 5 to 10 minutes, you will observe that some particles of liquid come over the plate. Why? Because of the temperature decreases and they loses the kinetic energy. Okay, when they loses the kinetic energy, they come close to each other. Clear? Like this, you can change the state of matter from gas to liquid. So shall I read once? Okay. The process of changing gas or vapor to a liquid by cooling is known as condensation. For example, when a gas is cool enough, then its particle loses so much kinetic energy. I told you that. Which energy they will lose? They will lose kinetic energy. That they slow down. Because of slow down, they come close to each other. See, if a particle is moving like this and they are losing their energy, they will come closer to each other and they will become one particle. Now if they come attracted to each other and they after that they form a liquid. So in simple language, you can say that condensation is a reverse process of boiling, because what happens in boiling, if you will boil a substance or a liquid, there is an increase in kinetic energy. If you will apply heat to any substance, to any liquid or into any solid, the motion between the particles will increases, the movement will increase. And what do you mean by kinetic energy? The energy which produced by the movement of the particles. Clear? So if you will apply the heat, the kinetic energy will increase. So in boiling, what you will do? You will apply heat now to change the state. So it is a reverse of the boiling. What's the reverse of the boiling? Condensation. I think it is clear to you. See, I earlier told you that you can convert liquid again to solid. So what process this is known as? This is known as freezing. If you will lowering down the temperature of any liquid, it will become solid, and this process is known as your freezing. So the process of changing of liquid into a solid by cooling its temperature is known as freezing. For example, if you melt ice will convert into liquid by increasing the temperature. Now, if you will again decrease the temperature of that water, what will happen to that water? It will again become a solid ice. So, these all are the example of freezing. And freezing is the reverse of melting. Why? Because in melting, you are increasing the temperature, and in freezing, you are decreasing the temperature. So, I am reading once more. The process of changing of liquid into solid substance by cooling is known as freezing. For example, when water is cooled and it gets converted into solid called ice. And what that solid substance is known as? That solid substance is known as ice. Now, freezing is the reverse of melting. So, how many processes we have done? We have done 4 processes. First one is when you will convert solid to liquid. That process is known as your melting or fusion. Here what we will do, we will increase the temperature. By increasing the temperature, we increase the movement of the particle. Because of this, they convert into a liquid form. Second, we have then boiling or vaporization. Here we are also increasing the temperature. By here we are converting liquid to gas form. Now, third we have done what? Condensation. Here you converted gas again to liquid. Now here you will lowering down the temperature by cooling you are doing. If you will cool down, what will happen? The particles start come close to each other. Clear? They loses their kinetic energy. If they lose their kinetic energy, they come closer to each other and they form a liquid state. And last we have done liquid to solid change. What is that known as? It is known as freezing. Here also it is a reverse of melting. In melting you are increasing the temperature, and in freezing you are decreasing the temperature. Now there is one more process, that is sublimation. See, what do you mean by sublimation? Sublimation are the process in which your gas directly converted into solid, or your solid directly converted into liquid. This process is known as sublimation. If your solid directly converted into gas, or your gas directly converted into solid is known as sublimation. Solid to gas or gas to solid is known as sublimation. Example of sublimation. Have you seen that camphor? Yes, that is solid and that directly converted into a liquid form. Now, solid converted directly into gas is known as sublimation. Example is camphor, anthracene, naphthalene, ammonium chloride, solid ice. Common name of solid ice, solid carbon dioxide is dry ice, and the chemical name of dry ice is your solid carbon dioxide gas. If question will come, write the common name of solid carbon dioxide. What you will write? You will write dry ice. Clear to you? Now I will explain it with one more example. Let us see. See, this is a china dish. if you will put some ammonium chloride on it, and if you will put funnel, and you will put on rubber on it, and here if you will start applying on heat, these ammonium chloride, this is a salt, this will not convert into liquid, this will convert directly into vapors. The vapor will start coming out and it will stuck here. Okay, now after, if you will cool it, and after some time you will see that here one white layer is there. And what is that white layer? This is known as your ammonium chloride. You can take out by scratching it with a spatula. So what do you mean by sublimation? Where your gas directly converted into solid and solid directly converted into gas is known as sublimation process. Thank you so much, and Sairam to all.